just like a broken record, same old songs of accusation play. Like who are you to speak the truth? Just look at all your failures and mistakes. And if they really knew you, there's no way they could love you anyway. Oh, but I will fight the lies with the truth.
Hello, and welcome to the Send Help Podcast, a podcast and a lifeline for moms who are stuck in the trenches of mommyhood, bringing them encouragement through Jesus, laughter, and sisterhood. Oh, that was good.
We didn't even have to look at each other.
No, I did do the point.
You did. I saw it after I started talking.
The broadcasting point.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I did it to you 5 times earlier while you were doing the intro, so it's only fair.
It's only fair. Oh, goodness gracious.
Right?
So, last week we did not get together. That was because
For so many reasons.
So many reasons.
It's fine.
No problem.
No problem.
I mean,
it's all good.
The truth is, we are going into the holiday season and closing on a house and moving. Yeah. So there may be some breaks in our regularly scheduled programming. So we will try and give you a heads up on those.
Right? It's about to be busy for everybody.
Yes, we're moving our studio.
Right? That might take a while, y'all.
Nope. Actually, we just need to move this table and this equipment.
It's really
and we will have to
not
get
that
a rug.
involved.
A rug will have to happen.
Yeah.
Because there's no carpet.
I'll go to Aldi.
There's no carpet. I know, right?
I'll just go to Aldi. It'll be fine.
Actually, I found a rug on Target.
Oh, ooh, they've got some good ones.
Yeah, I like it a lot. So we'll see.
I have furnished an entire When We Video set.
I know.
On Target.
I'm so excited.
.com, complete with purple and teal chairs and everything.
I love it so much.
I really just want one of those chairs. They're so pretty. Okay.
Me too. I tell you what. Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're not putting the cart before the horse. We do have to close on the house.
Yes.
First.
Which will be
the 23rd.
Yeah.
Is when we're supposed to close.
Yeah.
All we're waiting on right now
my dad's birthday.
Is the survey.
That'll be easy peasy.
Yep. But it's not scheduled until the 17th. So
we have something living in our attic.
Oh, no. Not another mouse in the house.
I don't know if it's a mouse because we have set all kinds of traps and none of them have been touched. The bait has not been touched. Nothing has been touched. So I'm starting to wonder maybe if it's a squirrel. Mm. But I can hear it gnawing on things. I can hear it scratching on things. You can hear it at the bottom of the wall and then climbing its way up into the attic. And then digging in stuff and making itself its little bed for the night or whatever. It is so loud. It is so loud. Mm-mm. The other day, a few weeks ago, I thought that Dusty was chopping carrots or something.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing in the kitchen? And I went in there and he's sitting at the table. I'm like, what is, and it was in the wall. It was just very rhythmical, very loud. I don't know what it was doing. I told Dusty they're building a city in our attic. They're finding all of the lost things around the house. We're going to go up there one night and there's going to be Christmas lights set up with Barbie furniture, little restaurant over here and us. Up in the attic. It is building an empire in our attic. So the exterminator comes once a month, I think, to spray the yard for, spiders and mosquitoes and all the things. So Dusty tells me, it was a few weeks ago now, the exterminator's coming today. I was like, ooh, good. He can catch the rat. And Dusty got this look on his face. And he goes, well, but that's going to cost extra. Yeah. Yeah, it is. There's a city being built in our attic and I want it gone. It's going to cost something. I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, but that's going to cost extra. We're going to pay the extra.
Yes.
Well, but then when I found out exactly how much the extra was, I was like, we're not paying the extra. So you need to go to Home Depot and figure this out. Like when he said, well, yeah, but that's going to cost extra. I'm like, maybe an extra $80 to set some traps or something. No, this was going to be like $600. Whew. I was like, okay, we're not going to pay the extra, but we still have to get rid of whatever is up there. You still have to do it. We're not going to let some form of rodent, rat, mouse, squirrel, whatever it is, just take up residence in our house because it's going to cost a little extra.
Gosh, it's hilarious.
I gotta say, I was very taken aback by his comment. There are not many things that we discuss throughout our marriage. There have not been very many times that I've been like, excuse me? What was that? This is happening. We're paying the extra. No, we're not going to pay $600 extra. That was a little excessive, I felt like. To do the same thing that we can go to Home Depot to do. Although we have not been successful thus far. So maybe that's what you're paying for, a success rate, maybe? I don't know.
You're paying for experience.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know what you're paying for, but you're not just paying for traps. That's for sure. The response that I got from my wonderful husband really caught me off guard. Like it kind of took me aback. I had the pearl clutch moment of like the cost extra. Obviously, we have to pay them. Anyway, it made me think about other things in my life that I don't want to pay extra for.
Ah, yes.
We've been talking the last few weeks about prophesying to your giant, telling your mountain that it will move. It's going to move. Go ahead and pack up all your little rocks and boulders and trees because you're about to move. We've talked about fire raining down from heaven and all of those things. And in that moment, and then over the last few weeks, that statement has kind of been resonating in my mind. That's going to cost extra. And I've been thinking about what mountain do I want to move, but it's not quite going to because I don't want to pay the extra. What is the thing? Like, what am I not willing? Like, what is that thing? Really? What is that thing that, but I'm not willing to pay that. I'm not ready for that particular cost. So we're just going to let this one We're just going to let this mountain sit here for a minute because I'm not quite prepared to pay that cost. That's a little extra. I was prepared for this amount of work, but there's a little extra required for this particular path, and I'm just not prepared to pay that. I don't want to go there. I don't want to give up this thing. I don't want to pay this much extra. I'm willing to go this far, but not this far. And it just seemed so ridiculous to me all of a sudden because obviously I want the living creatures out of my attic.
Right.
Well, there are other things that I want to change in my life also. And it suddenly was, I heard myself telling God, but that costs extra and I'm not going to pay that.
Mm.
Like, does he have the same reaction that I had when Dusty told me, but that's going to cost extra? Is he like, duh? Yeah, it is. You're going to have to do just a little bit more work than you originally thought you were going to have to. Yeah, costs extra. Do you want the thing or not? Like, do you want that freedom or do you not? Because yeah, it's going to cost a little more than what you thought it was going to. You've done this much work, but you've got this much left that you weren't expecting. So how badly do you want that? How badly do you want that freedom? How badly do you want that mountain to move if you're not willing to go just that $500 extra, $600 extra? I've really been stuck there and kind of contemplating that the last few weeks. And I was thinking about it this morning. And I was like, there's got to be something in the Bible about, how far are you willing to go? There's got to be something. The Bible is full of all kinds of things. And there's analogies for everything. And there's parables for everything. There's an example of literally almost every single thing that we experience in life in the Bible. So surely there's something in the Bible that we could discuss this morning that refers to that's going to cost extra. And it was like God spoke directly into my ear. What if Jesus didn't want to pay the extra? Like, oh. I mean, literally, he cried did he sweat or did he cry? The blood. Now I'm suddenly very confused in my head. But there was blood involved. Before there was blood involved. But he didn't want to do it. Like he knew what that extra was going to cost him. And he's like, okay, we could not do this, God. We could definitely not do this. You're God. And we could definitely not have to go this far. Mm-hmm. But if he had have said, I'm not willing to pay that extra, look at the amount that God would not have been able to do through his life, through the life of Christ, if Jesus had have said, I'm not going to pay the extra. Yeah. I'm in no way suggesting that we all go die. No. The extra that we have to pay doesn't necessarily mean our life, but it does mean our life. Not as literally as Jesus, but we are called to lay down our life. We're called to lay down our flesh and live in the Spirit. So then I started thinking about...
I mean, Jesus could give his life. You could take that one extra step, Like, and he didn't just get crucified,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when you're talking, I'm going, they could have decided, we're just going to crucify him.
We're just going to crucify him.
Like, that's not bad enough.
Right.
But he got whipped, beaten within an inch of his life.
Right.
And prolonged life.
Yes.
And then crucified.
Yes. And they didn't crucify him normally.
No.
They crucified him brutally.
Mm-hmm. And the crown of thorns and all these things. Like, it was extra.
Right?
It was extra. And that was for our freedom. That was for our relationship with us. That was for relationship.
Right. And if he is willing to go to that extreme of extra, that's going to cost extra.
What are these?
I should be willing to lay down my fleshly desires and thoughts and
or step out of your comfort zone.
Step out of my comfort zone of I'm willing to pray for someone over a text message, but am I willing to go the extra and actually put my hand on them and pray out loud with my words to their face?
Mm-hmm.
No, not really. Thus far, that hasn't been something that I'm totally willing to do. There's an extra. There's always an extra. You're not moving and growing and going forward in your faith and in your belief and in what God can do through you and through your life if we're constantly not willing to do the extra.
Yeah. I know it seems like dead air right now, but really it's just a moment of deep contemplation.
Right?
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out what my extra is.
I think there's an extra in every situation right now.
I think there's an extra in every and each situation because everything requires something different of you. So I think there's definitely in each different situation, there's going to be a different extra that he's asking of you. And we can either go the extra and experience the fullness of what he has.
Yeah.
Or we can go to the very edge of our comfort zone and stop and stay in that and never completely experience what he actually has for us.
Mm-hmm. Man. Right now I'm thinking just like, are you all in?
Right.
Are we all in or are we not?
Right.
Every situation that the Lord has you walking through, are you all in? Or do you have reservations or stipulations for God? I know that there are some things that I have been walking in that I have been really frustrated with the way that the Lord was handling it. Just like, hey, I know you're God.
Right. But I have a really good idea if you're open to suggestions.
But you've brought me this far and you keep telling me this about myself and you keep saying that this is who I am. And then you said this is what I'm supposed to do. But then you chose this time with these people at this. And I'm going, why? Why is this the way that it's working out?
Right.
And God's like, are you all in or are you not? Are you going to trust me and do the steps necessary to get to where I'm taking you?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going to sit here and tell me how to do my job?
Right.
Like, Are you really in step with me? Because maybe I need to know. Maybe I need to know if something seems absolutely ludicrous to you, if you're willing to just say yes, because I know that the Lord has called me to this.
Right.
Even if it's like, this is dumb.
Right.
And you know, I definitely have not. I have not gone quietly with the Lord. You know, not that he wants me to just shut up and just follow blindly, but I've been very mouthy with the Lord. And
It's like when I'm driving and Avery's like, Mom, are you sure you know where you're going? Yes, I do. I've driven to my mother's house many, many times.
Yes.
I know where she lives. God knows where he's going.
Yeah, he does. He's driving the car.
Yeah.
Well, he would love to have conversation. You know, I mean, I definitely love it. I love it when Josh talks to me in the car. Like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
How was your day?
Right.
How was this?
Yes.
How was this? Oh, I don't want to talk about it right now. Why are you asking me a million questions?
Right.
I can't do questions right now. You are blowing me up right now, Mom. Stop. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? I just want to, if I don't ask questions, you never talk to me about what's going on at school.
Exactly.
You have this whole life outside of me. I don't know what your life is like at school. Well, I'm not going to ask and answer any more questions. So then, you know, like we don't talk about anything. Or we talk about the things that he wants to talk about, which are just mind-numbing sometimes. It's just the same stories about things that I do not care about. Or he's just making things up. He's just making stuff up.
Right.
Just making it up. And while I love that he's talking to me, and I love the light in his eyes, I want to hear something real.
Right.
Doesn't happen. And I feel like sometimes God wants the same thing. He's like, I love that you're talking to me, but I would love for us to have a back and forth conversation.
Conversation is a two-way street.
Yeah. We are going somewhere in the car.
Right.
We could have a great talk right now.
It's a perfect opportunity.
I know. Like, I totally understand now, and this is totally off topic, but I totally understand now why I always felt like my mom was, once she got us in the car, we were trapped, and she was going to ask us every question about our lives and want to dig into every single aspect of our lives. And it was like being blasted with everything she had.
Right.
And it was because
there's no distractions.
Right. It's because
you're trapped in the car, literally.
We are literally trapped in the car. She wants to know all the things. We haven't offered it to her.
Right.
And this is her chance. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I do the same thing to Josh.
It works.
It does, but it also annoys him so much. But I don't want to have that kind of relationship with God. I want to hear what he has to say. Like, I want to just shut my mouth and listen.
Right.
And be all in.
And be all in.
I'm going to be all in. Be like, okay, I trust that you know where you're going. Now, I'd love to hear everything let's have a conversation. Like, I want to get to know you.
All right, God, tell me all about it.
Yeah. What do you expect from me now?
Yeah. Tell me all about that extra so I can wrap my mind around it and say yes.
I'm saying yes. Now tell me what it entails.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Right.
Like I was telling you yesterday, I'm having a really hard time with not faith. Faith is not the right word. It's not getting into the doubting place. Because I'm so used to things not working out.
Right.
That I feel like I'm programmed for things to not work out.
But do things not work out because we're expecting them and waiting for them to not work out, and we don't see, oh, I still need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like we shut it down in our mind, and then that then causes it to not work out.
I think definitely sometimes, for sure. But I also know that a lot of things have worked out.
Yeah.
But a lot of big things haven't.
Yeah.
Lately. At least the really big things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a timing issue with the Lord, and I know that now.
Right.
But I know I texted you yesterday and I was like, I am programmed for things not to work out. I need to be reprogrammed because I can't wrap my mind around this actually working out. I'm not going to pack. I'm not I'm afraid to get excited. But at the same time, I feel like that flies straightly? No.
Yeah.
Straight in the
Definitely a
face.
word.
It flies in the face of trusting that the Lord has this and knowing that he said that this is our house.
Right.
You know? It's a petition prayer. I don't want a petition prayer because I don't feel like the Lord wants me to pray a petition prayer in this case. Petition prayer being, Lord, if it's in your will, let us have this house. He's saying, don't pray that. That's weak.
Well, because the enemy knows that he can instill doubt and he can weaken your faith.
Because by saying, if it's in your will, in this case, I'm not speaking to every single person that you should never, ever pray a petition prayer. I'm saying that the Lord told me not to pray a petition prayer about this.
Right.
He said, no, you claim this house. You tell me what it is that is on your heart. And I'm going to tell you that this is the house that you're supposed to put an offer on. This is the house that you're supposed to walk in faith on. This is the house that I'm going to make mountains move for.
Right.
This is the house. So instead of continuing to say, if it's in your will, every time I say, if it's in your will, in my heart and the way the Lord knows it in my heart, I'm putting a seed of doubt in and I'm saying, that leaves the door open for just in case if it doesn't work out.
Right.
I haven't put my whole faith in this and I'm not going to look like an idiot. And somehow I'm not going to let God look like an idiot.
Right.
Like I'm responsible for God's image.
Yes.
If it doesn't work out. And that is one of the biggest things is I think that is one of the biggest things, my all-in thing that I have had a problem with in the past has been saying it out loud and proclaiming it in public and publicly saying God is doing this.
Right.
Because in my mind, I'm going, I have now put all of my chips on the table. I have now said to all the prophets of Baal that my God is going to light this altar on fire. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't, it's really going to make me look like an idiot. It's not going to make God look like an idiot because it's God. But also, what is that going to do to the witness that I have worked so hard? You know, like I've been talking about God this whole time. And here I am worried about God's image. And God's like, hey, I got that. I'm not, please stop. You know, can you stop right now? Because let's don't pretend like this is really about my image. It's more about your image. I'm good. Yeah.
Right. My image does not rely on you.
No, because God is faithful. He is faithful.
He's faithful even when we get it wrong.
I don't need to give God a loophole.
Right. He doesn't need it.
No. And this is not a petition prayer situation.
So your extra right now is not praying the petition prayer and
not
standing
not,
on the declaration.
When I'm with my family, not saying the petition prayer out loud. just standing on it and proclaiming my faith, even when it, to the worldly opinion, is not a safe bet. I'm sorry. I'm
What?
sorry. I'm sorry that no, I just like I just like I'm sorry that it didn't work out for you, but God is going to do something different for us.
Right.
Yeah. You know?
He's
It's
my
not-
God too.
It's not worked out for us for 12 years.
Right.
So we've had our own share of it not working out.
Mm-hmm.
And I am programmed for it not to work out.
And
but
this is not your first attempt.
no, I'm done. I'm not, I am programmed. I am programmed for things to work out. I just have to flip the switch.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to flip the switch. It's an internal switch that I need to flip.
Yes.
Because you and Tim both have been saying it's going to happen real fast when it does happen. The house is definitely happening really fast.
Yeah, it is.
And I turned to Tim the other night and I was like, do you think that our daughters can happen really fast too? And he was like, yeah. And I'm just like, that scares the crap out of me. It
to
does.
not be prepared and then suddenly be responsible for
Yes.
a baby. Yeah.
I am not prepared. I was not prepared for this. During Christmas? Okay, Lord. Okay, Lord. Okay. Okay. Like, I want to like get paint color. I want, you know what I mean? I want
Yeah.
to, I don't want to move things 18 times. Like, I want to paint and then put stuff up.
Yeah.
Like, and move stuff in. You know what I mean? But like, we have done it, you guys. We have given our apartment the 60-day notice. We're out. We're out on January 1st, whether we like it or not. But our plan is to be out of here the first weekend in December so that we can spend, I'm hosting Christmas. So, hey, how fun.
You got it.
But yeah, I just derailed us by talking about, but that would be my all in, the all in that I can talk about.
Mm-hmm.
There are some other all ins, especially with, my personal ministry.
Right.
Yeah.
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 And I feel like that's where my thoughts have been focused is, am I all in with what I have committed to God to do for him?
Yeah.
Or am I going to go as far as I think I am possible, able, whatever? Am I limiting it to what I think my abilities are and not ever stepping out of that to what I know he's called me to do and what
Yeah.
I've said? Yeah, whatever you call me to, I will do. But am I willing to go that one extra step further to work towards what he's called me to? Because I think you need to check yourself on that, God.
Nope.
Right?
He doesn't need to check himself. He doesn't.
Right? Lindsay Cook
Mm-hmm.
posted in one of the Facebook groups the other day. God created you before he called you. He knows what he created. He knows your entire life story. Believe him.
Yeah.
Trust him.
You're a forerunner. You're the only person stopping yourself from running forward.
I know. I definitely do pick the year's colors before they're actually out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get to places before other people get there.
It's true. And I know that about myself.
Mm-hmm.
But then I wait for everyone to catch up
I understand.
instead of
But
going
in the
forward
minute, can
with
I
it.
just say this? In the ministry aspect,
She's giving me a look, y'all.
in the ministry aspect, there's a reason that all of the ideas are coming to you first. It's because you are the one that is supposed to pick up the reins and lead it.
Well,
I know that you're dealing with two very extremely leadery alpha people,
yes.
but that's the reason
Yes.
why neither of the alphas should be the leader.
I just like for other people to be on board before I charge forward.
I know. I just think that you should probably just buy the
By the
Coffee.
espresso machine.
buy the espresso machine.
That would be my version of calling down fire from heaven. Just buy the coffee machine and God will rain down the fire.
Yeah. And your husband can help create the LLC or whatever needs to
He'll teach me how to make the coffee.
501c3.
I'm speaking very literally, by the way, about coffee machines.
Yeah. Christy was like, we need to form the nonprofit, start the ministry so that I can buy the espresso machine so we can offer it to the people. And I can write
That's
it
what
off.
I want to give people. I want to give people coffee and Jesus.
Along with Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes. Coffee and Jesus.
Coffee and Jesus. Yeah. That's all I care about, literally.
Anyway.
Not really. But.
No, it was just really funny because we were just having this conversation. And
We
she's
were.
like, you guys, this is what we need to do. If we just do this, we could do this. And here's the deal.
So what are you holding back on? Are you holding on to a job that God has called you to leave a year ago? Are you holding on to a ministry that you know was supposed to teach you something, but now you're supposed to be doing something else? Are you holding on to your comfort zone of, but I like my life to go this way. And if I do that, I'll have no idea what happens next. Maybe you don't like change. And that's keeping you from going the extra.
maybe you just don't like to lead.
Maybe you don't like to lead anything or anyone. So you're sitting back giving people all these ideas and just waiting for someone to grab one of them. They're really good ones, like coffee machines.
The really great ones and the really great ideas weren't even the coffee machine.
But that was a really good
It
one.
is a good one, sure. But it's small potatoes. It's the tiniest rock of the mountain.
It's the tiniest rock of the mountain, but it allows for boulders to be moved.
I agree.
Because you got to have the coffee fix before you can move a boulder.
I agree.
So
We know what Christy's buying.
it's just going to show up at our house one day. Dusty won't even notice it.
He'll think it's for him.
Yeah,
You guys were coffee snobs when you
Yeah.
got married. Snobs.
I know.
You guys should have seen the coffee machine. It was like a piece of furniture at their house.
It was a pot. I mean, it
was
made
really
a pot
cool,
of
though.
coffee.
It was
wasn't
really
like,
cool.
the go to a coffee shop coffee
it was
machine.
so cool, though.
It
It
was
was
just a
so
really
high tech,
cool
and it took a
coffee
very
pot.
large space up. It was
It
a
did.
large coffee.
It
maker.
did. And then it cracked and they don't make it anymore. So I'm still a little upset about that.
Maybe because it cracked.
Probably.
Probably a flaw.
There was a flaw in the design somewhere. So, I mean, if you want to get mice out of your ceiling, you have to pay the exterminator a little extra. And that thing that you're wanting to move forward with, sometimes maybe you should take that to God and see what the little extra is.
Maybe you need to stop praying petition prayers
Yeah.
and get the doubt out of your prayer.
Yup.
You guys, I tell you what, getting doubt out of your prayer life is a huge undertaking.
It is.
But it is freedom.
It is the original foothold.
Yeah, it is.
It is the first ever in the history of the world Satan tripping someone up. Doubt.
You're so right.
And it worked so well that it has become the front runner of everything else that he does.
I mean, mic drop.
So let's pay the extra, cut out the doubt. Maybe, I mean, you could go so far as to say that paying the extra to every single person is going to involve getting rid of doubt. Because I betcha that it is the origin of whatever is holding you back.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I'll go listen to this later.
We're going to go do a prayer drive by my house.
Yes.
And go pray over it from the street.
Yes.
Maybe,
It's going to be good.
Maybe reach out and touch the mailbox.
Slow down. I can almost brush my fingers across it.
We love you guys. Follow us on all the social medias.
Even the ones that I don't know exist.
Yeah, at Send Help Podcast. Go to our website, thesendhelppodcast.com. And we will see you later.
Bye.